Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is a really exciting one, and it's also a little bit different from my other videos because today I'm going to be doing a little bake with me video, and I'm going to be creating a polar bear igloo cake. So I was inspired by a cake designed in a Tesco magazine, and I really wanted to create something quite similar. So I put my own little twist on it though, and added a few other little baby polar bears, and also made the igloo a little bit different. Me and my mum spent a full day designing this cake, and I absolutely love how it turned out, and I really hope you're going to love it as well, guys. Some bits were a little bit tricky and I sort of winged a lot of the measurements, but I love how it turned out. And yeah, I've tried to make the guide as easy as possible so you could try and recreate it for yourself. So if you want to see how I created this polar bear igloo cake, then let's just go ahead and we'll get started. Okay guys, so the first thing we're going to do is preheat our oven to gas mark 3. Now we're going to get together all the ingredients we need to actually make the cake. So the first thing we're going to use here is some light brown muscovado sugar, some self-rising flour, and a block of salted butter, and we also have to use a couple of eggs. So I'm going to take 2 from this pack right here, and then also going to use jam for the centre of the cake as well. You can use raspberry jam or strawberry jam, whatever you prefer. I'm now taking the cake tin and I'm just going to slightly coat it with a little bit of salted butter. I don't really have to do this because it is a cake tin, it normally doesn't stick to the tin anyway, but I'm just going to coat it a little bit just in case. So I'm now taking my mixture bowl here. I'm going to add in the flour, the muscovado sugar, and also the eggs. Oh, and we'll also be using some butter as well. Okay, so now taking the self-rising flour. Here I actually have the wrong measurements, so what I'm going to tell you to do here is what will make the cake that I eventually got. So here, as you can see, I'm only taking a cup and a half here, but I would take 3 cups of this, because what I actually done is made a mistake, and I done 2 batches of cakes and joined them together. So yeah, take 3 cups of the self-rising flour. Also take 6 quarter cups of the muscovado sugar. And then take the full block of this salted butter. And a little tip is to actually melt the butter before you add it into the flour and the sugar mixture, because that will give it more of a runny consistency and you'll be able to kind of mix it all a lot better. Because as you'll see in a minute, we kind of struggle to get that kind of runny consistency. It took us a while to keep beating it. So yeah, now what I'm going to do here is add in 4 of these eggs. As you can see, I've only added 2 here, but again, like I said, doubling up the mixture here. So I'm going to add in, well, you should add in 4 eggs here, guys. And then now we're just going to mix everything together. So as you can see, it's quite a thick kind of consistency right now, but like we got to beat it and add a little bit of water here, but don't add the water. As long as you kind of melt the butter beforehand, then you shouldn't really have that problem. Now I'm just going to add the mixture into our cake tin, and this will look a lot fuller once you do like double the amount of like measurements, like I said. But yes, I'm just going to spread it around here to make sure it's nice and even in the cake tin, and then we're going to pop it into the oven, and we're going to put it kind of midway in the oven, and we're going to set it to gas mark 3, and this will be cooking for 1 hour and 45 minutes, guys. So while that's cooking in the oven, we're just going to start preparing the rest of the stuff we need for the cake. So here I have a bunch of different things here. We have some ready to roll icing in white and black. We also have some white chocolate, some vanilla frosting, some jam, of course, which is for the centre of the cake, and also the design icing, which we can use to create the kind of bricks on the igloo. Then we also have some marshmallows and these little white chocolate stars as well. Oh, and then we need a little balloon to create our igloo. Okay, so we're going to start with our igloo because this needs to set for a little while in the fridge. So I'm taking this pot with a little bit of water in it and adding a bowl on top here. And here I'm going to melt the white chocolate. So I'm going to melt that down so it goes nice and kind of runny. And while this is melting, I'm just going to blow up the balloon. And here I've got the balloon all blown up. So once the white chocolate has melted, I'm going to leave it to cool. That's important. You need to leave it to cool because you don't want to dip this in too early to the white chocolate or it'll burst because of the heat. So yeah, now that the white chocolate has cooled down, I'm just going to coat this balloon, and I'm going to coat it like kind of halfway to make like a dome shape, and this is what's going to make that kind of igloo look. So as you can see here, I'm just coating halfway around the balloon here. I've popped it onto a bowl so that I can pop it into the fridge, and I'm going to leave that to set for about 30 minutes in the fridge. So while the white chocolate is setting on the balloon in the fridge, I'm going to take the ready to roll icing here, because this is where the fun bit is, and we're going to create little polar bears. So I'm going to start off with the white ready to roll icing, and here I'm just creating a polar bear. So I've got the body rolled here. I'm also putting on the head, and then putting on a little nose, a couple of ears, and a couple of arms and legs as well, guys. I'm then taking the black ready to roll icing, and this is where I'm going to make a couple of eyes and a little tiny black bit for the tip of the nose as well. And then once I've done this, I'm going to do the exact same again and create little kind of mini baby polar bears as well. So here we have a little family of 3 mummy bear and 2 little baby bears. So I think they're super cute, and I can't wait to place them onto the cake. So let's get the cake out of the oven, and this is how it is looking. So this will be a little bit higher, of course, if you do double the mixture like I said. And then we're just going to cut the cake in half so we can add the jam in. But here I have 2 separate cakes here, because as I said, I made double the amount because I didn't make the mixture right. So I have 2 cakes here. I'm just going to put them on top of each other. First of all, I'm going to add in the jam. So if you're doing this with the full measurements that I said, the correct measurements, then you would just half your cake, you just half it right across the centre, add in the jam, and place the top bit of your cake back on again. Here I'm just cutting a little bit of the top of the cake off so that it's kind of flatter and not so round. Just flipping it over, and then we're going to now coat the cake with the vanilla flavoured frosting. Oh my god, this stuff is so delicious, guys. It is amazing. So I'm just using a knife here to coat it with the frosting. I keep dipping into a little bit of water at the back here, just to kind of make it spread evenly. If you have like a palette knife, this would be a lot easier. I don't have one, so I was just using a basic knife to spread this. And then once this is all evenly spreaded, I'm going to pop it into the fridge and just let it sit for about half an hour or so. So I'm then just taking it out of the fridge here, and this is what it should look like. The frosting should have hardened up a little bit. So now I'm going to place on the polar bears. I'm so excited about this bit. So here I have the mummy bear, and I'm placing on 2 of the little baby bears as well, just putting them at either side of the mummy bear. And this is how we're looking. How pretty. Now I'm going to take some of the white marshmallows from that little bag of marshmallows I showed you. So here my mum picked out all the white ones, and I'm going to place a couple of them at the back of the polar bears. So once the igloo goes on top, it will just look a little bit fuller at the back, like it's snow inside it. So I've now took the balloon out of the fridge, and the white chocolate has hardened. Now if it's a little bit sparse in areas, you can actually add some more white chocolate and place it into the fridge again to harden up so that it's nice and full and covered. I'm now popping the balloon inside and just letting that deflate inside there, and then you'll be left with this kind of hollow balloon dome shape shell thing. Remove the balloon outer and then place it on top of the cake, and this is what it should look like. Secure it onto the cake by just pressing slightly down on it. Now here we're going to take the designer icing and we're going to start creating a brick effect on the Igloo. So the best thing to do with this little pouch here is to actually place it in some hot water. It just kind of loosens up the icing inside to make it a little bit more runnier, so when you're kind of creating your brick effect it's easier to apply. Little bake with me, and I really hope you love the polar bear igloo cake, and I hope you try it yourself. If you do, remember to tag me in any of your social posts so I can have a look at it. I absolutely love this cake. I think it's a super cute cake to make this winter time. If you like this video, then remember to give it the big thumbs up and also hit the subscribe button just down below if you're brand new to my channel, and I will speak to you very soon in my next video. Bye! Mwah.